Okay, welcome back once again. So, in this aspect now, I'll be taking us on how to analyze a questionnaire. So, during our project writing training, I taught you what questionnaire is all about, what questionnaire entails. So now this is the analytical aspect that most students finds difficult to do. And I would like to tell us that with the use of your smartphone, you can analyze your questionnaire. This is one of the questionnaire I created for education students. So the title or the topic rather, you can see the topic there. That is that is what you can see here. This board stuff here. So that is the causes and effects of child abuse among adolescents in senior secondary school in Akoko Southwest Local Government area. Yeah, that is the topic. So we have two sections, if I should be right. We have two sections, and the section one, we have two sections. The section one talks about the personal data. Yes, in some question you will see it as um socioeconomic characteristics. In some you see it as biodata, or in some you can see it as what can we talk about it again? Is it biography, etc. like that. So this personal data, it has how many questions here? We have six questions. And if you check the section B, we also have this one. It is multiple question, multiple question that will be answered by just one respondent. So it has its own of the way you can analyze it also. So it has a multiple questions, and the respondent is meant to choose any of those. The respondent has to answer all, choosing any of those options. So in another department, we call this one Likert scale. That's any question that you are using strongly agree, disagree, or strongly disagree, you are using Likert scale for that. And when talking about Likert scale, it just involves analyzing your questionnaire using, it's also part of descriptive, but this one you have to include standard deviation, mean. You can also include percentage. Yes, you can also include ranking. Yes, some can be ranked. Yeah. So now, how do you analyze a questionnaire? Now let's assume that we are working on 20 respondents. Assuming we are working on 20 respondents, are we together? So the first thing you are going to do, once you pick your first questionnaire, you already administer it and you already receive your questionnaire. Take for example, now your questionnaire is already answered by your respondent. So the respondent of this person now is student. Yes, so your respondent might be farmer, your respondent might be marketers, your respondent might be anybody. So all these things you use it. Questionnaire is a tools that is used for your data collection. Yes, so that is what you use for your data collection. I've explained earlier. So now, take for example, you have received your questionnaire. Now you want to analyze your questionnaire. So the first thing you are going to do is that you start coding your questionnaire. What do I mean by coding? Coding is assigning a particular number to the options given in each question. I'm sure we get what I'm saying now. You assign a code or a number to each question, or to each options rather, given in a particular question. So what do I mean by that? So you have name of school. Inside the questionnaire there are some questions that are open-ended and close-ended. Yes, so your question is open-ended when you give a room for your respondent to say its mind or to express its feelings. Yes, so that is that about that. And your open-ended, it is when that you confine your respondents to a particular answer. So they don't have any option to choose any answer apart from the one that is inside the option. I want to get that. So now, how do you code your questionnaire? So this is how you code your questionnaire. I'm sorry, you code your questionnaire. How do you code your questionnaire? So let me quickly code that and I will explain to us. Yeah, okay. So this is the coding. I already code the questionnaire now. This is it. This is it. This is what is up here. So for age now, I code 13 to 15 as 1, 15 to 20 as 2, 20 to 23 as 3. And for sex, I assign 1 for male, I assigned 2 for female. For class, I assigned SS1, I assigned 1 for XS1, I assigned 2 for SS2, and I assigned 3 for SS3. So religion, you can assign 1 for Christian, you can assign 2 for Muslim, and you can assign 3 for others. So now to the strongly agree, disagree, and strongly disagree. So I assigned 4 for strongly agree, 3 for agree, 2 for disagree, and 1 for strongly disagree. Yeah. So if it is SPSS that you want to use, we shall be doing a tutorial on that in our subsequent training. So they have their own category. But I won't be explaining that now, though it's not really important, but you have to know them. If possible, you are using SPSS for your analysis. So why do I need to assign code for this thing? Excel is a mathematical software, yes, that doesn't analyze anything with words. So it analyzes it with number. So that is why you have to represent each option with number. So after you assign a code for each option, now you will go to your your sheet now. So this my age, is in question 2. I'll just put Q2 to save stress, or you can put 2, 3, 4. Just make sure that anything you are using will help you to easily indicate the number of the question you are writing on. I'm sure we are together now. So any number you are indicating or you are using, or any code you are using, will make you or will allow you to understand what you are doing. Are we together? So now let's go to our sheet now to do some stuff. Okay, so this is your sheet now. So let me start with, my Q1 is the name of the school or the name of the community, if I should be right. So I don't really need that in my work. And if you are analyzing your questionnaire, you have to focus on the major questions that is in your objective. You might have some questionnaire that deals with numerous questions that are not really necessary. Are you with me now? So as data analyst, it's not a must that you analyze all the questions. You have to be precise and go with the one that tally or you are using for your objective. So if you give me a questionnaire, that is why if anybody wants to analyze the questionnaire for you, you have to ask or request for your chapter 1 and chapter 3. So that chapter 1 would guide him on using the objective, and your chapter 3 will guide him on the method of analysis that he or she is going to use and the analytical tools that are responsible to achieve that objective. Are we together? So question 1 is not necessary. So I'll start from Q2. So I can just name this one as probably number SN, that is my serial number. And this one I can name it as my Q2. So that represents my age, if I should be right. That is the age of the respondent. So Q3, you can just put Q1 age as you wish if you have the time. So but me putting Q2 make me really understand that I'm talking about age. So now we have your Q3, that is the sex, Q3. So you have your Q4, that is a class, if I should be right. Q4. Yes, so you have your Q5. You have your Q5. You have your Q5. You have your Q5. So are we together? So that is our Q5 represents the religion, if I should be right. So now what we are going to do, we still have other options that have the strongly agree, disagree, and agree. Are we together? So if you want to analyze that, we shall still go back there to the questionnaire. I have to know the numbers of questions under that particular section. Are you with me now? So you have one. No, we are working on 20 respondents as a sample. So you just have to name your what's it called? Your cell 1 to 20. Actually, there is a way to do it so that you can just fill it up in series and automatically it will get filled up without you typing. Because if you are working on a large data set, probably like 500, it will be difficult for you to start typing one after the other. So there is a way you can also do that. So now let me fill this up. Respondents, take for example, we are working on 20 respondents. Yeah, so now our age, so take for example the first questionnaire I picked. The respondents choose, we have our age here. Now let's see. Oh, sorry. Come on. Yeah. So we have our age from 13 to 15, 15 to 20, and 20 to 23. Now let's take for example the first respondent choose, or the first student choose A, that is 13 to 15. Now you go to your sheet. You go to your sheet now. You go to your sheet and put 1. Yes. So that means that this 1 indicates that the first respondent choose age between 13 to 15. Are we together? So let's take for example the second respondent choose from 15 to 20, that is 2. From the third one choose 13 to 15, that is 1. So that is how you will do for all the that's how you do for all the respondents if they're up to 120. That's how you do for all 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, like that. So let's say for example the fourth respondent now choose from 20 to 23, and that is 3. Are we together? So let's fill this up now. We are done with that. Now let's go to our next question, that is Q3. And what do we have in Q3? We have the gender. And if you can see here, we have the gender. So, and our gender is from male. We have male and female, isn't it? So, and we represent our to be, if I'm right, we represent our male to be 1 and our female to be 2. Sorry, I'm trying to show us where I code it. So our age, our sex, we have male to be 1 and female to be 2. So now you go to your data. So this I'm doing just like an example in the real sense, your questionnaire will be with you. That is in hard copy. Are you with me? So probably in our subsequent class, I will teach you how to even export our data from Google Form and how to create a Google Form for your respondents. That is if you are using a literate respondent like a student, not primary school student or secondary school, like higher institution. You are carrying research on higher institution students as your respondent. Are we together? So now your sex. So say for example, the first respondent here, choose one, that is male. So it is advisable for you to fill the first person first with the whole question. What do I mean? Now this is the next one for the question 1, so to avoid you stressing yourself all over again. Number 4, now we have SS classes. We have SS1 to be 1, SS2 to be 2, and SS3 to be 3. So let's take for example this one is an SS2. We put 2. So let's for example this is what is it called? Religion. Let me choose 1, that is Christian. Are we together? So the same way I fill this up, that is how you fill for the whole questionnaire. You can do that in your phone, okay, in your smartphone. So you just have to fill them up. You fill the whole of 120 respondents. That is if you are working with 120 respondents. If it is 80, you fill 80. If it is 50, that is what you will do. Okay, now let me fill this up now and let's go to our analysis. Yeah, so now we are done with filling the section A, that is the biodata of the respondents. So now you can all see that we are all having values here now, and we know the meaning of those values that we put here, so there's no need of repetition. Now for the section B, I told us that it is a multiple response for just a person. That means for just a respondent. So now how can we go about this? So section B, now we have our strongly agree, disagree, and strongly disagree, isn't it? Now let's do for this first one. For this one now, let's first do for this one. Yes, so that is the effect of home, schools, society, and governmental factors on adolescent abuse. Now if you count it, you see that they are up to 7. There are 7. So you are representing each question with a code. Are we together now? So you are not going by each question per per code or anything. So you are these options now, these questions in this box will be a question on their own. Are we together now? So you have a 7 question in this first box. I already represent your option with a code. Are we together? So let's create 7 7 row, if I should be right, for this question. Now you go back to your cell, you go back to your sheet rather. Okay, come on. Yeah, here we are now. So it is we have 7 questions, isn't it? And it falls in section B. So to me, this is what I do. I just put QB1. Yeah, that QB1 means question section B1. Yeah, question B1. So you put QB2. So till the last one, that is QB7. Yeah, so now we are done doing that. So now for question 1, for question B1, you have 4 options there. So it's either your respondents choose strongly agree, disagree, or strongly disagree. I already assigned a code for each option. Now take for example, your respondents choose agree for the first question. So agree will record it with 3. Are we together now? We code it with 3. So the same respondent is answering question B2. Take for example, the same respondent choose strongly agree, that is 1. So that is how you will fill this up till the last one, that is question B7. So take for example, this one choose disagree. Let's say this one also choose this one choose strongly agree, that is 4. So that we give this number based on how highest they are. Once we are strongly agree with something, that means you have to carry the most highest frequency or code number altogether. Though if you do it in other way around, you can actually arrive the same answer. Yeah, it is possible, so that you will not focus your attention on making it from lower to the highest or from highest to the lowest altogether. So for your QB5, you can just, let me take for example now, it's choose disagree, 4 strongly agree, and the last one, that is, let me give it 1 strongly disagree altogether. So let's fill this up now and let's come analyze our data. In the office, I'll go to this particular place. Okay, so now we already filled our data up. Now we filled it up already. So this is a small data set. If it's a large data set, there is another thing after you input your code. There's something we call screening. You have to screen your data. And what is the reason of screening your data? It helps you to bring accuracy in your analysis, so that there will not be any form of missing values or any error in your research. So you have to check if there is a mistake or any missing value. You just scan through. Okay, now if you see that there is no issue, now you can move towards your analysis. Good. So now, how are we going to do this? I already discussed the basic function in Excel for you, and if you listen very well there, I mentioned a function that is called count if. When you are analyzing such question, you have to make use of frequency and percentage. So under your mail now, take for example, you just have to come here for easy identification, put mail. No, we have age first. Sorry, pardon me. We have age first. Age. So let's represent this your 13 to 15. 13 to 15. 13 to 15. 13 to 15. We have 15 to what? To 20. If I should be right, 15 to 23. I'm just trying to remember. So just put your age there. And you have your 23 and above. If that is a draw, I don't want to go back. Now, don't forget that your 13 to 15 represented with 1, your 15 to 20 represented with 2, and your 20 and above represented with what? 3. Are we together now? So I think the one we did is 21 to 23. Yeah. So now let's use this now. So don't forget, any function will start with equal sign. Count. Nothing included. Just count. This last one here. So what are you going to do now? You want to count how many one that is in page. Like how many times does 1 appear here? So your B, the thing start from B2 to B21. B2 to B21. Let me show you. B2 to B21. This is your B2, and the same times to what? B21. Are we together? Do you see now? So this is the B, and this is B21. This is the B2. This is where it started from. Yeah. So what you are going to do now is just input that what I've B2 column oh no, count if function. Yes, so you will input the same range, that is from your B2 to B21, comma, you have your criteria, and that is 1, and you press enter. Now you can see now that here now you have respondents that are between, that choose, let me start interpreting now, that choose 13 to 15 among 20 respondents are 11. Are you with me? So you can, to avoid you repeating the same function, you can just copy and paste here. The 10 is not correct actually. The 10 is not correct because you just have to re-edit it. So you can come to your formula bar, like I've said the other time. Well, this thing is not really easy. Okay. Sorry, let me just go back. Okay, let's retype the formula here. Let us count if range B2 B21, right? 2 close bracket. Did I put comma there? Yeah, so there's error. Let's check. I think there's absence of comma. Yeah, that is 2 close parenthesis. Yeah, so students that choose 15 to 23 are 7. Now let's do for 23 and above the same function, count if. So you can just normally use this for your projects when so that you'll be busy watching TikTok, watching Facebook and all that, and you have something to do on ground. I know that there's money on ground to be spending like that, so you can just keep doing this with your smartphone at home, and you have the same results with just with an using system, and you will not pay a dime unless probably you want to buy yourself a mineral or anything to take all together now. So we represent that with 3. Good. Now you can see what we have now, and if you sum up this age, 11 plus 7 plus 2, it will give you 20. That shows it is very, very correct. And if you want to try that now, sum, let's try that. Sum, okay, sum. So you have from your B26. Are you get what I'm saying now? B26, that is where 11 starts from. B26 to B28. Press enter. Let me see, what does it give you? 20. So this one is the frequency. This is the frequency. And now if you want to go with the percentage, sorry. Yeah, so take for example, you want to calculate your percentage now. So press your equal sign first, right? Your equal sign first. This number, that is 11. Now just go to your options. This one that looks like over, this one here, you press it, so to give you over. Are you together? So you press it, that is over the sum total of the respondents, that is 20. Are we together now? Multiply by this asterisk means multiplication sign in Excel, 100. So let's see what we got, that is 55%. Are we together now? So we got 55% of the students that choose age between 13 to 15. That is the interpretation actually, and I'll still tell us the conventional way of interpreting that. So you can copy this actually, paste 35, paste here, paste, that is 10, and if you sum it up together, it will surely give you 100. Oh, sorry, so that is not the right place to put that. Yeah, it will give you 100%. Are we together? So there are some cases whereby your supervisor will tell you that you should visualize this in form of chart. It might be bar chart, it might be pie chart, it might be in form of line chart, etc, etc. So take for example now, let's just visualize this in form of a bar chart. So what you are going to do is you highlight where you want to. So I highlight my age and what's it called, and the frequency. That's what I'm using. So you go to your insert. Did anybody see that? Insert here, insert, and after that you move to chart. Are we together now? So you move to chart. So let me quickly do that. Insert, chart. This is what it will bring. So Excel in your smartphone, you can easily do what you want to do with less stress. So this one can give you the chart, so you can just scroll the chart, the type of chart you want. So for the sake of, let me just choose this one. You press OK. You can see now, this is what it can do for you. You can see now. So you can see that with this chart alone, without seeing the data, the data analyst explain, I will communicate our results through data visualization with the aid of this bar charts, charts. We use charts. We don't give raw data to our client. We just derive the data. Okay, this is what it is. Now with this look of charts, now you can easily see that the respondents within the let me say that the respondent between the age of 13 to 15 has the highest frequency. You can see now in the bar chart, it is very, very high, followed by the students within or between age of 15 to 23, and 23 and above have the lowest frequency, obviously seen now. Are we together? So the same way you can also edit your title. All you just need is just press the chart. You can go to your chart option. Are we together? So you can put your chart title if it is necessary. Just put age of the student. Right? Are we together now? So I can decide to go to my legend. Do I need anything to display? ASICs, I don't need a grid line. I can decide to clean my grid line if probably I don't want it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see any grid line. So depending on your supervisor, your supervisor might need it, your supervisor might not need it. But my supervisor doesn't need the grid line. He doesn't like it. So I said my supervisor doesn't need the grid line, so I just have to remove it. Right. So you press OK. This is it. So you can see how beautiful it is now. So with this now, you can interpret your data. So you do the same for male gender. Yeah, that is male and female. So we can easily do that with the use of this formula or function rather, that is count if. Can get it as simple as that. So now let's go to the next one. So thanks for staying through.